Hello, welcome to the Surrey Knitter. My name is Heather and I'm a knitter and a crocheter, and I live in Surrey with my fiance and my 2 children. If you're new here, then welcome. If you're not new here, then welcome back. I appreciate you joining me today. I have episode 4 for you today, and I've actually got quite a lot to talk about because I last recorded just over 4 weeks ago. So long story short, professionally I'm a teaching assistant and we are now on half term. I broke up from school last Wednesday because I work part-time. I only work Monday to Wednesday, so I finished on the Wednesday. Felt great. Woke up on the Thursday morning with a terrible cold and have been recovering from that ever since. So I would have recorded last Thursday, but wasn't well enough and only just recovered, still recovering from the cold. So I do work with very young children, their reception age. I'm in the reception class and they also have additional needs. So I'm bound to get exposed to something, and it's just typical that it was literally the first day of my Easter holidays that I became unwell. But yeah, I'm recovering well and I felt okay, but I just sounded terrible, looked terrible. So I did manage to get up to lots of crafting and just stayed at home chilling with the children basically. So if I have to keep having a drink, that is because my throat is still recovering. But I'm feeling and sounding a lot better. So yeah, I hope everyone else is doing well, and I hope if you're on Easter holidays you're enjoying that, and if not, you're still having a nice time too. So I think I'll just get straight into finished objects, which I do have a lot of finished objects. The first one I'll talk about is what I'm wearing. And as you can see, I'm wearing some knitting. This is the Ranunculus by Minori Hirose. And I have now knit the Ranunculus pattern 5 times, and this is the first tea version I've made for myself. So yes, the yarn is using this Otter and Papoose hand-dyed yarn, and I've ripped the label, so I need to piece it back together to see what the colourway is. And the colour is Blueberry Cheesecake. It's DK, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. I had 2 skeins of this, and the good thing about the Ranunculus tee is that you knit, it's top down, so you knit and then you cast off the sleeves, and this is how the sleeves stay, and then you just knit the rest of the body. So you can use as much yarn as you can. So I didn't think that 2 skeins of DK would be enough, but it was actually perfect for what I wanted. So I just knit top down, cast off the sleeves, and then knitted the body. And I knitted the body until I had 20 grams of yarn left, and then I knit 8 rows of the rib and then cast off, and that seemed to be the perfect amount. So I knit the size 2, which again is a bit strange for me because I'm used to knitting much bigger sizes, but I just felt like that would give me the right amount of positive ease for a tee. So if I just get up a little bit, I can show you kind of what I wanted, and which is exactly what I got. So as you can see, short sleeves, and they just kind of flare up, but I quite like that. And then if I stand up, this is what we're looking like here. So I did knit this to wear over the top of dresses, so it is slightly cropped, but it kind of just comes to my belly button, which is kind of the waistband for these kind of summer dresses I wanted to wear. So yes, I thought that was perfect. Also, I've had this in stash for like a year, so I'm glad it's out of stash. So that is 200 grams of yarn out of stash because it literally used all of that. And I do really want to make some more Ranunculus tees to wear during the summer because it's just a really nice pattern and it is super comfortable. Yeah, I can't rave about the Ranunculus pattern enough. I've made, like I said, I've made it 5 times. I've made the sweater version multiple times. I've made a tee for my sister, my younger sister. which she loves, and then I've obviously made this myself. I definitely want to make a black one, so I'm kind of on the hunt for some cotton bamboo yarn, but we'll just have to see if I can find one that I like. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. That's 2 skeins of yarn out of my stash, and I have a beautiful summer garment to wear. Yes, I started that on the 29th of March, and then I finished it on the 31st of March. Another thing with Rankless, for me, once I start, I can't put it down. I just love the pattern. It's just fantastic. So that did only take me 2 days, which is not abnormal for me, especially because you don't have to go back for the sleeves, and it was cropped. The Rankless is knit on 6mm needles, so it's a very like loose drapey gauge, but I absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful. So that's what I'm wearing and a finished object. Honestly, I have a whole page of finished objects here because I've got up to a lot. Okay, let me just put this here because I've got just a pile of stuff next to me. No change there. Okay, the next finished object are these socks. I didn't write when I finished them. I finished them early March, and this is the basic sock pattern by Summerlee. The yarn is the Copper Kettle Fibre and Floss. Now I'm thinking whether I include these in my last video or not. I'm going to talk about them anyway, but I'll be brief just in case they were a finished item. Just in case they were finished last month, because I didn't write down the date I finished them, which is really silly. Oh. I finished them in early March. This is the basic sock pattern by Summerlee. That is basically my go-to sock pattern. I knit them on a 2.25mm needles. The main colour is Copper Kettle, which was the 25th day of the Polar Express Advent. I think it's called When Christmas Comes to Town. And then the cuffs and toes are a mini from the Copper Kettle, which was just like a sparkly grey mini. So yeah, when I knit socks, I do 12 for the cuff, 50 for the leg, heel flap and gusset, and it's a slip stitch heel. I do like 57 for the foot, and then just a kitchener toe, and this seems to fit me really well, and I'm really happy with them. So I finished these early March, but I know for a fact I started them in January, so they have been quite long term, just because I've had much more exciting things happen and I push these to the side. But they are now finished. So I don't know why I didn't write that down, because I usually record when I start them and when I finish them, but I didn't. Oh, who knows. Anyway, I'm just going to put this on the floor. Thing with me, I try to be organised, and then something always just happens where it's just not 100%. But oh well, the majority of it is organised. But if you've been around here for a while, you know that is not unusual for me. Okay, so the next finished object is actually something I'm quite excited about. So I'm now on Instagram. If you want to find me, I'm the_Surrey_knitter, and they're amazing people on Instagram. And the designer of these socks follows me and I follow her. So I saw her advertise her pattern, and it was on like a 15% discount. It was honestly like £2. So I was like, that's really interesting, because I've never crocheted socks before. So I definitely want to give it a go. So I did. So these, just hold them up, look at them. So these are the Blossoming Socks by What I Created Next. It's a lovely pattern, I would really recommend it. And I've knit them in Drops Fable. This is one of their new colours. I think it's called Twilight something, or Lavender Fields, I don't know. So yeah, you start off by doing the ribbing in the round, like the ribbing, you join it in the round, you do this beautiful lace. It's like a crochet, heel flap, heel turn and gusset, and then the foot and the toe. With these, I did have crazy tension issues. So originally I started off with the recommended hook size. Just a bit of backstory, I don't go to watch. I don't have time for that. Maybe I should, because sometimes it could save me, but in general I don't gauge watch. I just went for it. I got the cuff and the lace section done, and then I just looked at it and I was like, surely that's not going to fit on my foot. It was honestly like that thin. It was so thin. And I thought to myself, I'll leave it attached to the ball and I'll block it. And I'll see if, before I go any further, if the blocking changes it. Because obviously blocking stretches knitting out quite significantly. So I did block it, put it on the blocker, just this section on my sock blocker, and then let it dry. And it was so tight. I don't even think it could get on my daughter's leg. And then I kind of had a brain moment where I remembered that I am a really tight crocheter, and I discovered that I was a tight crocheter when I done the 2024 Toft Advent. So in the Toft Advents, they get you to do a little gauge swatch. So I did what they recommend to do. I measured it and I was like way off, like a 1.5 centimetres off of this tiny little gauge swatch. And then it then recommended that I size up a hook size. So I thought, oh, obviously, why can't I remember that I am a tight crocheter? And I should have known really, because when I was doing the ribbing, I was literally having to force the hook into the stitches, and it was actually where the yarn was like pushing up against my finger, it's actually like burning my finger. So I should have known that I'm a tight crocheter and I have to size up for stuff like this. So I sized up my hook. It was much more comfortable to crochet. I didn't literally chop my fingers off by trying to get the hook into the stitches. So yeah, I sized up for the ribbing, sized up for the lace, because the lace does use a bigger hook anyway, but I sized up anyway. And then straight away, that made all the difference in the world. Honestly, it's not like you have to be Einstein to remember that you're a tight crocheter, is it? But who knows? So yes, I'm really happy with these, and I'm definitely going to make them again. And I believe what I created next has a new, she has a new pattern coming out in a few weeks. So I'm definitely going to get it and crochet another pair of socks, because they're just so fun. And I've knitted so many socks that it's so nice to do something different. So anyway, I started these on the 7th of March. That's when I started it wrong, so just bear that in mind. And I finished it on the 20th of March. So yeah, these are lovely. And I'm actually really happy with the yarn. I just think it's such pretty colours. Drops, I think I got this Drops Fable on sale. And when they're on sale, they're £1.60 a ball. So that makes, you can get a pair of socks for like £3.20, which is such a good price. Like, it's not so silky soft, but they are durable and they hold up well. And I do like the colours. So that is them. On the floor you go. We'll go with this next. Or is that wrong? No, it's not. I'll just have to go back, that's fine. So now I have my finished Sophie shawl. So the last time you saw that, I think I was over halfway done, but I'm not actually, I can't remember, to be honest. Just let me open it. So this is knit with 100 grams of DK hand dyed yarn, and the yarn is, see, I said this last time, I don't know if it's Kindred or Kindred, and I still haven't asked, so maybe I should ask. I'm going to say Kindred yarns. This is in the colour Fluorite. It's 85% superwash merino and 15% nylon, and it is the softest yarn I have ever felt. You can find her on Etsy. Beautiful DK yarns. I think I'm going to have to buy 2 skeins to make another like submarine ranunculus, because it's just beautiful. So the Sophie Shawl is by Petite Knit, and it kind of calls for 200 grams of yarn, but I didn't have that. So I knitted and knitted and knitted until I had 50 grams left of the 100 grams. And that's when I started to decrease. When it was first done, it was a little bit on the short side, but obviously merino blocks out and becomes really, really long. So now it fits really nicely. So let me just try it on for you. And it just ties in the front. And honestly, it's so soft. I look a bit strange with my hair under it like that, but oh well. Yes, it's so soft. I do love the pattern. It's just so repetitive. And I feel like sometimes that's just what you need, something like really relaxing. And I just love the colours as well. So yeah, I started that on the 21st of February and I finished it on the 8th of March. So that is the Sophie Shawl by Petite Knit. Right. This next one, you're going to have to excuse me because they're in a state. So I am still in the process of knitting socks for my partner who works in constructions and he struggles with like pain in his feet. So this is another pair I completed for him, and I think this is now the 3rd pair he has. Yeah, and they have been worn and washed, so just ignore. He wears very heavy work boots and is on his feet 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. So yeah, this is them. And this again is the basic sock pattern by Summerlee. That is just the pattern I always go for, just because it works out for me. I do 72 stitches for his and they're on a 2.25mm needle. So they have been worn, but they have been washed, but they're still not looking their greatest. But to be fair, since he bought new boots, he's much more comfortable, and the socks show that they're not, you know, that he is more comfortable because they're not taking as much kind of impact as the first ones did. So the yarn for that is Folkestone Harbour yarn, and they were having a sale on Etsy, so I grabbed a skein of yarn. And what Flake? I think it's called Flake. This colour, the way it's called Flake. And it's 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. And it's a bargain because it says here on the label it would have been £19.50. But with the sale, I think I got it for like a tenner. That was like, I think it was half price. Yeah, it's lovely soft yarn. I do think as well that this glows under black light. I'm not sure 100%, but I think so. That could be wrong. I don't know now. But yeah, that is another pair of socks for him, and he's been enjoying wearing them. But the other day I said to him, I said, you need to take them socks off. I need to wash them so I can show them on my podcast. Thank you. You've got other pairs now. You can wait. So yeah, that is them. And I started them on the 8th of March and I finished them on the 19th of March. I still don't have sock blockers for him, but I do think I'm not sure actually. I might look into buying some. I have briefly looked, so I might look again and grab some, or I might ask him to make some. He's quite handy, so we'll see. That's them. Okay, oh my gosh, there's just stuff everywhere. You know when you're just surrounded by stuff and you're like, oh gosh, I can't. Right, the next one. Oh no, have I even got this? No, you know what, I'll move on to my next ones and then I'll go and grab it. I'll just pause the video quickly after I've spoke about these two. Okay, so I knitted this cardigan. Sorry, I'm not even facing in, that's because I'm trying to organise myself. I knitted this baby cardigan, and this is the Button Stitch Baby Cardigan by Knit Paint Sew. It's a free pattern on the blog. So here it is. It's rolling in a bit because it hasn't got any buttons to kind of anchor it down, but I have like washed and blocked it. It is for my friend's granddaughter, beautiful little baby, and it's in the size 3 to 6 months. This pattern's just basic top down raglan. I like things like this because they have the button band kind of knitted in with it. The button band's like garter, so you don't need to go back into it and pick that up, which is just easier, isn't it? I need to get 5 buttons for this, or someone needs to get 5 buttons for this so it can do up. On the body of the cardigan, we've got these bubbles, and they're called Estonian button stitch, and that was interesting to do because I've never done that before, but I think it makes it look really pretty. And I'm not sure if you can see, but the yarn is sparkly. So me and my friend are going to go out next weekend to a craft shop, and we can get some buttons done for this. And this will be the last time you're seeing it, because after we get the buttons I'll sew them on, and then it will go to the baby. So yes, the yarn I used was this James C. Brett Baby Twinkle DK print, and it's 66% acrylic, 29% polyamide and 5% polyester. So it's nice and soft. One thing with this though is I kept getting caught on that strand of sparkly, which is annoying. And that was with knitting, so I couldn't imagine crocheting with it because I know for a fact that would be annoying too. Yeah, it's super cute, and I'm sure the mama of the baby and my friend, who is her grandmother, will love it. So that's another finished object. And I started that on the 22nd of March, and 22nd of March, and I finished it on the 29th of March. So yeah, super cute, just need some buttons. Okay, my most recent finished object. Okay, a little bit of backstory. I was watching Jo from the Hooked and Happy podcast, and she was wearing a moonlit shawl, and she had yarn to make another moonlit shawl, and I was like, what is a moonlit shawl? Looked it up. I was like, I need that, because I was thinking to myself, I don't have just a crochet shawl. So I have knitted shawls like the Calico Quilt Shawl and the Stephen West Winter Light Shawl, and the Easy Goes It shawl. I have a crochet and knitted shawl because I have the Mixed Media shawl by Shannon Long, which is partly crocheted and then partly knitted, but I don't just have a crochet shawl, so I was very intrigued. It has beautiful. So I did copy you, Jo, but you inspired me. So I decided to go on to Ravelry and purchase it. So the designer is Sandra Paul, which everyone knows who that is because she's a very big crochet designer, and for good reason. Her designs are beautiful, but I haven't actually done yet any of her designs before, I don't believe, so this will be the first time. So yes, this is my moonlit shawl. Oh my god, it actually looks mad on the screen, and that is how crazy it looks in real life. So originally I did have a sock set that I wanted to use for this shawl, and the sock set was 50 grams of a main colour and then 2 20-gram minis, and I couldn't really find information on how much yarn the this bit takes up, because the shawl is just, the original one is just done in one colour, but Jo's one was a main colour and then 2 minis for the edging. So I messaged Jo and I said, do you think I'll get away with using 50 grams for the main section and then 2 20-gram minis for the lace? And she was like, don't think so. And I thought, okay. And then part of me thought, I'm just going to be a rebel and go for it and not listen to what anyone else says, which is my personality. It's just how I am, and just, you know, find out the hard way. And then I stood there and I went, no, I won't, because then I get annoyed at myself. So I thought, you know what, I will use this yarn instead. So the main colour you're seeing is actually my own yarn that I dye, and this is the colour Starry Night, and as you can see, it's beautiful blues and yellows. I had 100 grams gain of that. I crocheted it up, got past the main section. I thought, oh, well, that's done, and I still had some left. Weighed it, and I only had 20 grams of that left. So I am so glad that I listened to Jo and actually didn't be rebellious, and I was good. I just chose a different yarn, which I'm glad about, because if I attempted to use that 50 grams, I would have ran out and then got cross. So thank you, Jo. You talked some sense into me. So yeah, the main colour is, like I said, my yarn Starry Night that I dye up, and that is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And then the minis are actually minis I had from Yarn Unique. So as you can see, I got yellow, a light blue and a dark blue. So I believe I've done 2 rows of each colour. So one of this edge row, what am I even saying? One of the edge rows is I done in the main colour, 2 in the yellow, 2 in the light blue, 2 in the dark blue, and it has just created this absolutely beautiful crochet shawl, and I just love it. It gives you instructions on how to block it, so it's more of like a crescent. I don't have blocking boards and I don't have pins, so I done my best to kind of manipulate it by hand when it was just on the towel. That might be something I need to invest in the future if I do more stuff like this. But yeah, I'm absolutely in love with it regardless, and it's just so beautiful, but it's so crazy. You see what I'm doing there? Thumbnail. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with it, and it is so comfortable to get on as well. I just like, oh, my hair looks ridiculous, and I partially strangled myself then. Oh dear, you can't make it up, can you? I'm just tying my hair in with this now. Oh, I like that. I also don't have many things that are like yellow and blue. I love it. It's just fantastic. So I'm glad that I could get yarn out of my stash. So that was 100 grams gone from the main skein, and then these left over minis. Beautiful. And this took, I started this on the 31st of March, and I finished it on the 2nd of April. Yeah, because we're in April now. So first finished object of April, and I couldn't be happier, and I will definitely make this again. I even kind of have the colours planned out. It was just so relaxing as well. You know, just crocheting, just relaxing. It was lovely, and I made it so quickly just because it was such an addictive pattern. It was just so nice. I really enjoyed it. So that's that, and I believe I bought this in the US terms. The thing with me is when I buy crochet patterns, if there is a UK and a US version, I will always buy the US version. That is how I learnt to crochet. So I learnt to crochet when I was 14, and I learnt from watching YouTube because I do not know another crocheter. My mum's a fantastic knitter, a fantastic sewer, but she can't crochet. So I kind of taught myself by watching YouTube videos when I was 14, so about 14 years ago. And most of what I watched was US people from the US doing these tutorials. Sorry, I've literally got fluff up my nose. So I didn't even know there was a difference between UK terms and US terms until I was 20 something, because that just didn't cross my mind. I don't know. So because that is already ingrained into my mind for years of going by US terms, if there is patterns available that are US or UK, I always go for the US terms, which a lot of designers actually do, UK and US terms, obviously, so it's more accessible to different crocheters, which is great. But yeah, just because I knew US terminology for so many years before I discovered anything else, I find it easier to follow US terms for me. But obviously I can follow UK terms like Toft and other UK designers, but that's fine. It just takes my brain a little bit of getting used to, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that is the Moonlit Shawl by Sandra Paul. Now I'm going to pause really quickly because I've got one more finished object to show you that I completely forgot about, even though I wrote it down. Right, sorry about that. I just quickly grabbed it. I completely forgot because this is a smaller project that I actually knitted a yarn cozy light by Nitty Natty. So for Mother's Day, my partner and the children got me a Swift and a ball winder, which, can I just say, is a game changer. Before, I would always just wind by hand, and one way or another, no matter what I did, I'd end up tangled, and then I'd end up getting cross and saying a few swear words. And my partner, he would help me. Jack is a fantastic yarn winder, and he's actually quite a good yarn dyer. He's had a little go himself. So yes, he got me a yarn Swift and the winder for Mother's Day. And as soon as I got it, I was like, oh, now that I can make cute little cakes, I'm gonna knit some yarn cozies. So I purchased the pattern from Nitty Natty, and I actually got the pattern where you have, because there's a few versions where you have the 100-gram one and then the mini 20-gram one, but I haven't knit the mini one yet. So yeah, so I cast that on and I finished it, and it's just such a cute little jumper, little cozy for your cake, and I love them. This yarn was from Siobhan's Craft. I got it in a mystery bag, and I knit the mixed media shawl out of it. I think it was I know it wasn't the generic superwash merino nylon. I think it was Polworth. Yeah, it was Polworth and nylon. So, and it's in these beautiful colours. It was Utopia. I do remember the actual colour name. So it uses about 20 grams of yarn to make this little yarn cozy, which is just the perfect amount for when you finish a pair of socks. For me, a pair of socks from 100-gram skein kind of uses 70 grams of yarn. So having 20 grams to go on a cute yarn cozy and then 10 grams to go in my blanket is just the perfect amount. And these are so fun to do and so cute. You start off here and then you increase, and then you just go round and round to make this cute little jumper. And then there are different versions, like there's a modification to do cables and a modification to do ribs. You can also do a different colour I-cord to make it all funky. Yeah, I'm definitely going to make many more of these because they're just so fun. I started this on the 12th of the 12th, talk properly, the 12th of March, and I finished it on the 13th of March. So yeah, it only took me a day, and it was just like a quick little project to do in an evening, and yes, I really enjoyed it. So that is that. Now moving on to my whips. I'm going to show you the progress I done on my blanket, because in my last video I said I've been very naughty and I've done absolutely no progress on my blanket, which needs progress because there is a lot of yarn that needs to go in. As you can see, I'm not got any needles attached, which means no, I haven't finished it. That's unrealistic, which means I finished a column. So this is a adapted northeasterly blanket, but I call it a jelly roll blanket because it looks like a jelly roll blanket. But I haven't actually bought the jelly roll pattern. It's the northeasterly bias-Canonians that I've just removed all the increases and decreases, so now it resembles a jelly roll blanket. So the last time I showed it, I was literally so proud of myself. The last time I showed it, I put my little mark here and I said to myself, I have to do this because it's just silly. Let me show you how much I've done. Okay, so that is the bottom. Let me just show you. That's the bottom. And I attached markers there. Let me just show you. Sorry, people are going past. Let me just show you how much I've done. Just remember, marker is there on purple. I've done basically a whole column. Literally, I can't even show you that. I'm gonna have to. There's my marker. So I was super proud that I managed to get that. And just look how vibrant everything looks. I love it. If you're new here, this blanket is made using leftover sock yarn scraps from advents, from knitted socks, just little leftover minis. So yeah, I've done loads, which I'm so happy about. So now what I'm going to do, because this is going away, I am alternating between my two blanket projects. The other blanket is crochet. So I'm going to remove my marker and I'm going to put it at the top here, which is the last bit I've just done. And it is going to go away for 3 weeks or for a few weeks so I can work on my crochet blanket because I am alternating them. So yeah, I'm super happy. As you can see, I didn't weave in the ends, which is a naughty, but at least I done the knitting. But I'm super happy. I actually got on with it because I've been procrastinating about this for ages now. So yeah, that is progress on my blanket. This will go away, and the next time, yes, I was going to say the next time, if I make progress on my crochet blanket, there's no ifs. I have to, because it's getting silly now. I have to just get on with it. I've got the yarn, which is taking up space, which means I can't get new yarn. I need to get the yarn into the blanket and just get on with it. So yes, next time you'll see my crochet blanket with progress. I need to get on with that, just get it out of the way. But yeah, I am really happy I made progress on that. So we now have 4 rows, 4 columns completed on this. And am I just the only one that absolutely loves this red orange section? It's just beautiful. Right, I've got 2 more whips to show you, and then I've got kind of like a little shop updatey thing, just things I've been up to yarn dyeing recently. So my 2 whips, surprise surprise, I have a pair of socks for my partner. Just basic, what I always do for him, the basic sock pattern by Emily, and it's on the needles right now. When I do knit socks, I use little circulars so I can just go round and round. It's really easy and quick for me. And I also mark every 10 rounds with these bulb stitch markers so I can make them identical. So that's that. Oh, I didn't even talk about the yarn. Oh, so the yarn is opal. I'm not going to attempt to say any of this because I don't know. It says, I presume this says wild nature because it looks like it would say that. 75% wool and 25% polyamide. And yeah, he actually chose the colours himself. He went onto the wool website warehouse, chose I think 4 colours for himself, and this was one of them. See, I believe that there says wild nature just because it looks like it, but then again it could say anything because I'm not sure. I don't read German. But yeah, it's really nice and soft. It's got nice pretty colours which are quite neutral. He likes neutrally socks. Neutrally? Is that a word? He likes more muted neutral socks. He doesn't really like bright ones, even though the last ones I made him were quite bright. He likes green. What am I even talking about now? That's one whip, and I started that. You see, the bank holiday weekend has really confused me, because I actually thought today was Sunday, and then my partner said, no, it's Saturday, but I thought it was Sunday because he was off work yesterday, which was Friday, because it's, you know, the long weekend. So my days are just completely thrown. Plus, because I'm not working, I'm on the Easter holidays. I don't know what day it is anyway. So not knowing what day it is anyway, and then seeing someone you only see on certain days during the day on a different day, and then recovering from a cold, I just feel like if you're watching this, you're probably thinking she's lost her mind. Probably. Oh God, I just yawned. Sorry, I'm not crying. My eyes just watered because, like, you know, when you hold back a yawn. I'm not tired. I'm fine. I just think my brain's not working, and it's going into overdrive, and it's just tiring itself out. So yeah, this sock for him, and that's one whip. The next whip I've literally just started today, because I wasn't expecting to film today, but then my partner said, oh, I'll take the kids out. I was like, that's fantastic, I will get on with filming, thank you. I can't film with the kids around at the moment. They are very hyperactive, which is obviously fine. They're allowed to be children. I expect nothing but that from them, and it's nice to see happy, healthy children. So yeah, but they're fine. They're just... they're very creative at the moment, and that means just being very vocally creative, singing and dancing and all sorts, getting up to no good. Yeah, so this is, oh my goodness, I've got my crochet hook tangled in it. There we go. I actually just cast this, is it cast on? I only just started this morning. So let me just hold it up for you. It is a baby cardigan, so I absolutely have the biggest love for crochet cardigans, especially crochet kids and baby cardigans. So yeah, I decided to start one this morning, so that's what I did. This is the, oh, I have to change my page. This is the Cozy Collar Cardigan. Oh, that's like a tongue twister. Cozy Collar Cardigan by Baby Crochet Designs. I saw absolutely beautiful pictures of this on Instagram, so I immediately bought it, and yes, I'm starting it now. I'm making the size 3 to 6 months, and this is for my friend's granddaughter, and it is in Style Craft Special Mushroom. Stylecraft Special DK. This is the colour Mushroom. I do love this yarn. It is just an all-round good yarn. It's affordable, it doesn't pill, it washes well. The colours are pretty, it's got a lot of colours, yeah, and it just generally knits up and crochets up really nicely. So as you can see, it's top down, and then afterwards you have like a beautiful lace collar that you add around the neckline. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it in this mushroom colour or I'm going to do white, because I saw the picture with white and with the same colour, and honestly they're both just so beautiful. This is 100% acrylic yarn. Let me just show you my stitch marker. This is from the oh gosh, I can't talk now. This is from the Cozy Crab. I actually won it, a box. I think it was March's Club box from when I participated in the Funky Feb Sock Along. So this is absolutely gorgeous. Go and have a look at her website because it's fantastic. And she's got her advents out at the moment, which I ordered one. But yeah, we won't talk about that. We won't talk about the C word now when it's just April. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I just find crocheting cardigans so therapeutic. I just love it. And yeah, when it's like half double crochet and it builds up quickly, it's just so nice to do. So I started that today. So I think that is everything. I've got a humongous mess next to me now, which I'll sort out in a minute. I'm just gonna briefly, let me just drink quickly, sorry. I do have a very slight sore throat still. And I'm sure talking for 45 minutes is not helpful for it. Okay, so for a March roundup, this is everything that I finished in March. So everything that I completely finished in the month of March. So I finished the Horizon cardigan by Hobie from last episode. That was the crochet hexie cardigan I made for myself. I finished the basic socks by Summer Lee. They were the ones I showed you for myself just now. The Sophie Shawl by Petite Knit. The Yarn Cozy Light by Nitty Natty. Socks for my partner. The Blossoming socks, which are the crochet socks from What I Created Next, and the beautiful ranunculus that I'm wearing from Minori Hirose. So that is everything I finished in the month of March. I'm now going to briefly just talk about some yarn I have available in the shop. If you don't fancy seeing that, then thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. But yeah, I'm just going to briefly talk about that. So I have actually started dyeing up some fades, and this is a new technique for me. One I was really excited to try, so I thought I'd give it a go. And yes, I have some available in my Ko-fi shop, which is the Surrey Knitter. I'll put the link down below. So when I do my fades, I put them all together like this. I thread them onto a ribbon and I tie them into a bow. So when you pull the ribbon and undo the ribbon, the fade is just beautifully displayed in order on the ribbon. So this is the purple fade I've done, as you can see, dark to light. Look at me tying it up again. I could just leave it, but then I'd be scared it'd fall off. So I have this one available in my Ko-fi shop, and then I have this turquoise one available in my Ko-fi shop. So let me just undo that one so I can show you. I'm so happy with this one, like I'm so proud of it. So these are each 100 grams, so there are 5 20-gram minis. They're sock yarn, so they're 75% marine, superwash merino and 25% nylon. And they are both currently available on my shop for £10 each. I know people might think that is ridiculously whatever. I am new, I am still learning, I am still trialing, I'm still erroring. Erroring? Is that all? I feel like I've made up a whole dictionary talking in this podcast. I'm still making errors, I'm still learning, and I'm still new. So I want to, you know, build up my skills by making them affordable. So if you want to keep your hands on any of these beautiful fades, then please check out my Ko-fi shop below. I love doing fades, and I definitely see myself doing many more, even if it is just for myself, because just look how beautiful that is. Gorgeous. That might be a thumbnail. Oh, I feel like I've lost my mind, in all honesty. So we're nearly gone for 50 minutes of me just absolutely blabbering. I hope everyone's well, and I hope you are having a fantastic Easter if you celebrate Easter, and if you don't, I hope you're just having a nice relaxing time doing what you love, whether that's crafting or sports or anything really, just spending time with family. Yeah, thank you for watching my chaotic podcast, and take care. Bye.